How will the Saints respond to heartbreak yet again? It's the coach. It's the first of two this Monday night on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the New Orleans Saints trying to put the sting of last year's NFC Championship game no call behind them as they play host to a preseason favorite in the AFC South, the Houston Texans. I'll look back to opening weekend at halftime, but now it's off to Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Standing by, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, a new season finally here. We had the great one Thursday night. All sorts of intrigue in the games yesterday, and now we put a bow on this first weekend with a good one here tonight.
We do put a spotlight on key games, don't we? Even key nights. Thursday night has become a spotlight night. How about Sunday night? But there still is some magic to playing on Monday night, and these two teams are feeling it.
Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. And with this offense, what about DJ Fluker?
Came out of Alabama, could play tackle, could play guard. He's so big, Brandon, I think he plays both at the same time.
On second down, here's Smith. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
One of the best names in the NFL, Yannick Ngakoue, is one of the better pass rushers in the NFL as well. Back-to-back seasons with 9 sacks or more, he puts pressure on quarterbacks each and every snap.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Moon. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here, game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. On 1st and 10, Moon. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. Play action. It's Moon. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting. Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
To throw on third down. Moon. Johnson with a burst. A first down and more. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal.
58,
Smith trying to run for it. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Leaping, and he makes the grab.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They'll run on first down. Dillon. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot? And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Amari Cooper, the intended target. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. A gain of 3, second down. The starter's now on offense, and Stephon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries, but boy, has he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stephon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. He'll look to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Texans send the punter out, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
They begin with a run by Smith. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Next, the receivers have spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense. I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
The Saints on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
25, check 25, check 25.
A handoff to Smith, and he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Moon to throw. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. So there on that play offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, How tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much. So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And what they're challenging here is the spot of the ball, and this is probably the hardest challenge to win.
So difficult because the speed of the game, the angles of the cameras, your angle from the sideline watching the play can often fool you into thinking that the ball should be placed in a different spot.
Here we go. Here we go.
The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
He gets it left side to Johnson. 7 yards there and a first down. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Here's Moon. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. So we just witnessed touchdown number 1 for the Rook, and certainly that's a football he's going to want for the trophy case.
Yeah, this is one that you don't spike, right? This is one you don't throw to your teammate and let them celebrate. This is one you keep for yourself, take it over to the equipment staff and have them mark it up, put it away, and then you get it later on, and as you said, mount it in your trophy case. Fantastic. Hopefully the first of many.
The point after try for Gostkowski. And it's good to make it 14-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. It's a pickup of 5. Brings up 2nd down. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey. Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll set up a throw. And Watson has it right side. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
It's vitally important up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Cooper's got it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. First down, and they'll try to run the option left. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point put through by Suckup, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, Moon. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a second down. Moon. Caught Eifert over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. From the gun on third down. Moon. And Eifert has it. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now out comes Houston. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
This quarterback now, only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Back to throw here. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And Cooper able to work his way open. That's complete. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in this last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we are at halftime in the first of two here on this opening Monday night of 2019. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Partner, he got the DB on his horse on that play. He certainly sold like it was going to be a deep route before breaking it back on the comeback towards the sideline.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through. Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. And he has now hit number 500. Charles had it. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Texans have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point try now for Succop. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in Q3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
That's how we do, D.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. A give to Smith out of the gun. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Now Boone. Wide open receiver, complete. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Here's Hester. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Let's go.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
23 yards the pickup there. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
2nd and 14. And Watson has it right side. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All I know, partner, is that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Watch tight end, watch tight end.
Trying to get the run game going. Here's Smith. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On the counter, it's Smith. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want
To throw on 2nd down, Moon. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 11 yards there, first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Now they nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
They go play action here on first down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. A first down carry for Smith. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Smith. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it. Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
A big spot now for Stephen Gostkowski from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Over the middle, complete. It's Watson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go. Out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Ready. 60 outlaw. I got you, pop.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Good job.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
The Texans send the punter out, standing right on his own 5-yard line. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him with contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Moon to the left side here for Eifert. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from me a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. The end result, 21 yards. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on what could be a pivotal 3rd and goal now in a tie ball game. Here we go now with Smith. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. Gostkowski's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So now the Texans down by a field goal, a minute 50 to play. This is only week 1 of the season, folks. Get strapped in as they come up here 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field. Now that incompletion, allow them to handle a little bit. Get in the huddle.
And a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offensive perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It's our time. It's our time.
Here's a give to Smith. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. On the run, it's Smith. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. On 3rd down, Smith.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
And now out comes Houston. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty, and with that, the ball game is over. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long, and it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football,
Yeah.
where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for New Orleans, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
One time for the old times in the East Bay. It's the coach. This is our second of two here on this opening Monday night. Coming up, the Oakland Raiders, playing in likely their final home opener in the 5-1-0 as they host their division rivals, the Denver Broncos. I'll be back to make sense of this opening weekend at halftime, but first, we're out to the Bay Area. Standing by, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, there will be time for reflection, certainly as the season goes on, but for what might be the final time in the East Bay, it is opening night of the NFL season here in Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, the new season finally here. We had the great one Thursday night. All sorts of intrigue in the games yesterday, and now we put a bow on this first weekend with a good one here tonight.
We do put a spotlight on key games, don't we? Even key nights. Thursday night has become a spotlight night. How about Sunday night? But there still is some magic to playing on Monday night, and these two teams are feeling it.
Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is, and that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care, and when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Handoff comes to Lynch. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. When we look at this unit like we are now, Greg Olsen has become such a reliable target in this league.
Loves to be considered the #1 option in the passing game in the offense he plays, and he lives up to it. Knows the defense is set for him, knows how to beat them.
To throw on second, McNabb. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A gain of 13, it's a first down. On first down, it's McNabb. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's second down. And a look now at how the Broncos line up defensively.
Mike Daniels continues to get better and better with each year. A nice run stopper inside.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Watch the pass.
Now it's McNabb. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Was looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called. Everyone dress rehearses their script, and right now they're following it to a T.
And for that opening drive, so part of the script still to come, right, partner?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got a ways to go with that, but you can tell that they worked on the script the entire week in practice, and it's paying off for them.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. McNabb. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
They'll try and run with Harris. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. That's complete right around the 8. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. Here's McNabb. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. As his guys are in for 6. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, there you go. They gave up a score to start the game, and as quick as they could get it back, they did on the return.
And people talk about this all the time, whether you're coaching it, whether you're trying to work on it, whether you're just trying to put in the minds of your players. Attack back as fast as you can after giving up a score. No quicker way than on a kick return.
Here's Phil Dawson now for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. That one good for a 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Caught it just inside the 10 at the 9, and his feet did the rest. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season, and they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, McNabb. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away, and that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for the Raiders, 42 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go with Lynch right side. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, McNabb. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver is able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Lynch. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. On the give, this is Lynch. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now second and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full play.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 4-yard touchdown run, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Well, that turned out how they wanted. Run the toss play to the left side, go for that pylon, get in there.
And just being able to understand where the pylon was and sneak it in there, well done, well executed.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man who played his collegiate football just up the 580 in Berkeley. It's Aaron Rodgers.
And one thing that's never changed about his game has been his accuracy. I used to watch him at Cal in practice sessions, throwing 7-on-7, and the ball hardly ever hit the ground. So accurate on the receiver, terrific. Same way now in the NFL. You hardly expect him to throw an incompletion, but his ability to find open receivers and put the ball on them.
And, Charles, now we get our first look at this offense.
And one guy you have to look at in particular is Kyle Long. Can play guard or tackle with a nice degree of nastiness.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the first down there?
Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So converting that third down, keeping the play, not the play, the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. He threw the little dump off to his back, and nice effort picking up the first down, though. And you're right. That opening drive, keep those chains moving.
Here comes the ball.
Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Landon Collins is built like your typical tackle-first safety, but he does have the ability to play the deep part of the field.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Slop. Hey, you're on an island over there. Check 26.
Rodgers again now. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards on the play, first down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Rodgers now on first down. Complete the tight end Kelsey. Here a pickup of 8. He leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you go through a game until they stop it, but if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, it's going to start to creep up, start to pressure receivers. Now you go over the top, take it deep, and you got to get some big shots downfield.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards there and a first down.
The offense reads blitz. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. Tight ends know that they can open up into the passing game. It should be an easy outlet. But all those extra activities are trying to get to the quarterback. Hot route, so to speak. That's right there. Right to the blitz. The linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
This has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck in at a 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Yards and the completion, but now they face the down.
One thing to do now, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, guys continue to focus on not giving up a big play when he does catch the ball.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game.
All right, partner, let's go to cliche time. We're all back to even after that score tied the game.
Extra point try now for Johnson. And we've got a good one. We're not up to 14. So that was a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this way. This is fielded trip to the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And Charles White touchdowns have come so fast and furious from both sides of this thing. It's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. We're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, now, with the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They come right back with a big shot downfield. That's good for 28 yards. First and 10 now in Denver territory at the 42-yard line. To throw, McNabb. And Olsen over the middle. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That one in the count for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did a big way there.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. McNabb the throw. And the tight end Olsen right side. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
That's not quarterback about the game there on second down. That was a positive play because after you take what you can get situation, got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert our down.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now this is here. I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. understanding that we're going to see some of this first game of the year in a penalty.
Yeah, we are. And don't forget the emotion of it all as well. I mean, they've been building to this crescendo the entire offseason. So we may see some of this in the early part.
But the Broncos get there and take him down. That's Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels is into the sack.
This has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses have their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Here's Thomas Morstead on now, punted away on fourth down. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
On first down, Roger. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. 10 yards on a pickup there. This is second down.
And give them a chance to let it develop a little bit. You can gain some significant yardage.
The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, that happens. You can see somewhat predictable. You know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go right in.
Defense held out for the run. Worked out well. They stay on the ground. This time it's Michelle. He's going to be stopped short for first down as they'll get to him about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
They down because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're 4 inches. I wonder if they think they'll be unlucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
On fourth down on his Logan Cook the punt. Change of possession here on the punt. The Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a first and 10. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They punted last time. They had what steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, here's McNabb. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. If his designs on having a gear here, I'm not going anywhere, they got to find a way to keep him right so he can throw the football.
Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Now McNabb. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one can gain a trillion and a first down. Good catch in the game for him there.
It's tight position. It's now becoming a volume pass catcher. You're using the occasional right safety valve. Throw one to him every so often. Lately, they want him out there block. Nowadays, integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches. They often become the leading receiver.
This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's first and 10. He'll drop to throw. On target over the middle of the hill. And he gets it inside the 35
this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, but it'll be 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, make a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the implication.
And they move this all the way down to 9. That covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to help him a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Well, we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. Got a man, it's Johnson, end zone for a Raider touchdown. 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have moved down in front.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play. Even when contested, looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Vinix carry now for the point after. It's up to good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that was a Super Bowl drive as a total, and it was intense and 6 points for the Raiders. Morstead down now following the touchdown kick. Getting set to take the field. They'll look for a drive to tie this up. Down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, there's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Moss. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on. And as I watch it unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard maybe from you. I don't know. But you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know the coach said that, right? Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
21 yards there on 3rd down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes the play call, definitely, because as a play caller, you're advancing yourself, thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up, not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And the big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it down here with just under 42 to go in this first half. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses. They're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well. You need to get that done in your play.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
That's very tough time there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was bringing in the football. Really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Here's Logan Cook now. And it's going to kick it away for the second time. Taking the snaps under center, getting out for the next possession. And really a solid grip effort. Montage focuses on him, but a good job of a team to get this lead.
I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect it. They've really been in sync and been on point. The guys going and catching the ball. The receivers, the running back. Everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Tries to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped 10 yards. First down. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. So we have reached halftime here in the final game of opening weekend 2019. As we send you back over to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, let's head off to check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless. They play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless. They play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense. Each team been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defense show up in the second half? Find out. We give it back to our commentators, Randy Cotton and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I agree with that totally. I would guess that in the locker room, they talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. We still have a chance to win this game.
They do. We'll see if they can pick it up. First play of the drive there is incomplete. On play action. Now Rodgers.
There's a lot of contact going on there. In the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
They looked pretty good until the finish. 11 yards there. First down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch. How about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time, allowed the space to happen, but it turned into a really nice play.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. It brings up second down. A gain there of 21 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. Now the ball comes loose, and the Raiders pick it up. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches really about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, you know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. You got to put it away and secure it as they try to get down the field.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And hit hard, haven't we? Because the defense right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Throwing to start the drive, but that is incomplete. On second down, Lynch. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold him, maybe force the punt. Instead, they forced the turnover and take it into the house.
well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what it. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Now Dawson for the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So not only the cough up, but the pick up on the other side, the scoop, and then they score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over.
Squeeze, double. Check 26.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, McNabb. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A play fake. Now McNabb. This is Johnson. He's got it. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
You can't block me.
First down, the run with Lynch. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Hey, Lobo. I'm here all day. Double time, double time. Hey, we are.
Second down, McNabb. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up and make those throws, and he did that.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, Taylor. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On third down, it's Taylor. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to the ground, this time Lynch. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain, but I wouldn't abandon the run totally.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Tyreek Hill, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Raiders have moved out in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
On 2nd down, Dickerson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. He's at the 50, 30, the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Check safety, check safety.
Toss play to Lynch. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They go play action. It's McNabb. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
A 29-yard attempt.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I remember a coach told me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Throwing is Rodgers. Man open, it's Moss, complete. That one good for 24 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
No. 158.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
On 1st down, Rodgers. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Strong safety Landon Collins, the one who got a hand in there, knocked it away.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterbacks.
And the Raiders have got him. Jarrell Casey with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it's complete to Kelsey. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Throwing now is Rodgers. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Dawson's kick is up and through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a throw here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a 1st down throw, McNabb. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, here's McNabb. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run on 1st down. Lynch. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
That's what I
do. They'll run again with Lynch. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's McNabb. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
So Aaron Rodgers and his offense down by 7, just over a minute 40 to play. Now the missed field goal gives them new life as they come up in a one-score game on 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Moss. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Back to throw.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
To throw is Rodgers. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Well, we see, and this will be caught at the 30. It's a gain of 34. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Raiders, it's a great win here on a Monday night as they'll start the new campaign 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders are winners here as we say so long from Oakland.